I do not. Niggas know about fresh off the road, 20,000.
Is this a Moxie piece? It is a Moxie piece. Yes, it is.
What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everyone who support the platform. Much love, much love, much love. Salute to everyone that's in the building. If y'all can hear me, please drop a 1 in the chat. Please drop a 1 in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly before we get into today's show. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly, y'all. Can y'all hear me out there? Okay, I see some ones. All right. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. I'm glad you guys can hear me. And of course, we are back right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm y'all host, DS1 Ross. Of course, I appreciate all the love and the support. Salute to everyone that's in the building. Shout out to all the visionaries. Shout out to my lovely lady mods that always come through and hold it down. Happy Friday to everyone. Happy Friday to everyone, man. Got another great show lined up for you guys today. We got some shocking news. But we can't be too surprised on what we see go down in this Trump era, man. So shout out to everyone that's here. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Also, share the show. Share the show. And make sure you answer the poll as well. Let me get to the chat room and shout everyone out before we get into today's show. And then we're going to get into it. Y'all know how we do. So let's see who's here. Let's get to it. Shout out to the cynical one in the building. Hey, Sin, the first one in the building and the first. Whoa. Y'all saw that? And the first lovely lady mod that's in the building today. Shout out to the cynical one. Shout out to you, Sin. I appreciate you. Always coming through and holding it down. Shout out to Sin in the building. Shout out to my man Mark in the building. What up, Mark? Peace to you, fam. Shout out to Mark McJoy on a pull up. Salute. See who else is in the building. Shout out to Scorpio Mama in the building. Hey, Scorpio. Shout out to you, Scorpio. I got your student tuition donation. Shout out to you, Scorpio. I really appreciate that. Shout out to you. So we got two lovely lady mods in the building today. Shout out to Scorpio. Shout out to Sin. Shout out to L'Oreal in the building. One of my top lovely lady mods in the building today. We 3 for 3. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the ladies, man. Shout out to the lovely lady mods. I appreciate you, L'Oreal. Always in the building, holding it down for me. I appreciate you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to Ms. L'Oreal, man. And let me pin this message. Thank you so much. Let me pin this message while I'm at it before I forget about it. So there's the directions. Ms. L'Oreal placed it in the chat room and I just pinned it. If you would like to support the show at any time, if you would like to support the show at any time during the show, those are the ways you can support the show, or you can hit the super chat. But if you would like to specifically support the student tuition fund, those are the directions. They're pinned at the top of the chat. They are pinned at the top of the Chizat. Okay. Shout out to everyone who has supported the student tuition fund. Thank y'all so much. It is very much appreciated. Shout out to B Dolo in the building. What's good, B Dolo? Salute. Melanin in Mind. What's going on, Melanin in Mind? How you doing? Peace to you. Shout out to Ray Stansberry in the building. What up, Ray Stansberry? Salute, salute. Shout out to my brother Bob in the building. What up, Bob? Salute to you, bro. See who else in the building. Shout out to my brother Third Ward in the building. What up, Third? Salute to you, Brody. Shout out to my guy Third in the building. L'Oreal says, did they snatch Hakeem Olajuwon? Who ain't pay their taxes? Wesley Snipes. Oh, we gonna get to it. We gonna get to it, sis. We gonna get to it. Nah, I think Hakeem is good. I think Hakeem's good. I think he's good. That was a good one though. Shout out to the residential OG in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Salute to the OG Elisino in the building. Salute, OG. Salute. L'Oreal says, I don't watch basketball, but my son showed me a game of slam ball. Interesting. Shout out to everyone that's in the building, man. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Like I said, make sure y'all hit the poll on the way in. Make sure y'all hit the like button and share the show as well. Y'all see the show. Y'all see the show. Man, oh man, I told y'all. This is why we're going to continue to cover this Trump administration news, because it get interesting by the day. I mean, listen, y'all, I'm telling y'all, I'm being honest with y'all, and I'm not exaggerating. It's like, as soon as, and it's probably because of the AI, but it's like as soon as I get off the show, news break starts sending me Trump news. As soon as I get off the show, they start sending me Trump news. I promise y'all. And I told y'all I get news break articles sent to my phone. As soon as I get off the show, news break starts sending me Trump news. Every time. Something going on with the Trump administration. Whether it has something to do with Elon, whether it has something to do with, they even send me Diddy news. No lie, y'all. They even send me Diddy news, stuff that's going on with Diddy. They send me, I think it's the AI, honestly. Honestly, because you know they use the AI to monitor us too. The AI is not just used for robotics and all that type of stuff. They also use the AI to monitor us. Trump rocking boats. Yeah, it's very versatile. Very, very. So they be sending me these articles. And remember last week I told you I was going to do some pre-records. I'm sorry, but I never got around to it. So today's show is actually one of the pre-records that I was going to do. And this was actually one of the articles that was sent to me after one of last week's shows. Right? So before we get into who the athlete is, right? I just want to remind y'all that this stuff is going to continue to go on. You're going to see a lot of this stuff going on. Up under this Trump administration, this is a 100% wipeout. They're wiping things out. I want y'all to understand this. So if you're not in good standing with anything, get your affairs in order or you're going to be wiped out. It's just that simple. Also, like we've been discussing, this has been a complete exposure of what's been going on in our country. Things that we've been suspecting for a long time, conspiracy theories being proven correct, a lot of things. Some may say prophecy being fulfilled, right? What's up, doing the work? Shout out to doing the work in the building. What up, Clark Kent? Yeah, through all our devices. Absolutely. Right? So we have to understand that we're gonna see a lot of things being revealed during this administration because there's a lot of things that's been hidden. There's a lot of things that's been hidden. There's a lot of things that's been hidden in plain sight, right in front of us. Yeah. And we've talked about it. We've did the shows about it. We've spoken about it. Things that's going on right in our neighborhoods, we don't even know. It's happening right around us. But these things are going on and these things are being uncovered. Right? What's up, Philip? Philip Leonard from Australia. Shout out to Australia. Salute. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to Australia. I appreciate y'all support out there. I got some support out there in Australia. I appreciate y'all. It's a couple other people that come through from Australia. Shout out to y'all. Yeah, we're going to get to it, third. You know we're going to get to it. We are going to get to it. But before we get into who it actually is, right? And one of those names, you're actually right, third. One of those names, you're actually right. I'm going to just go ahead and say that, right? But the reason why we have to talk about this, man, is because, again, there's a lot of people here in America who are not American, who are anti-American, and who participate in anti-American behavior. Remember what I told y'all. Remember what we've been speaking about. The anti-American behavior. What is anti-American behavior, DS1? Anti-American behavior now is crime. Some of y'all may be saying, yo, you bugging, DS1. No, I'm not. All you got to do is pay attention. We're not talking about what America used to be. We're not talking about what we always knew America for. We're talking about the America that we're currently dealing with. What's happening currently? We're not talking about what we knew when we was kids and what happened to our grandfathers and uncles. We're not talking about that America. We're not talking about that America where they let you sell drugs and give you a slap on the wrist and then till you build up all these charges and then they slay you. We're not talking about that America. No, we're dealing with a new administration. Make America great again. Right? So if you're going to make something great again, you can't do the same thing over and over. What was happening can't keep happening. What happened already happened. It's up to the people in charge now to decide if they're going to allow it to happen again. And from what I see, what's up, Calvin? And from what I see, Trump and his boys are not allowing it to happen. They're putting a stop to it. They're putting a stop to the drug dealing. They're putting a stop to the human trafficking, the prostitution, the 403s. They're putting a stop to the 304s and the 304 behavior, because 304s and 403 behavior is what? Criminal behavior. Because what do 304s and 403s have in common? They both participate in prostitution. Prostitution is a crime. Anti-American behavior. They put in a stop to hip hop. Hip hop produced what? Anti-American behavior. What did hip hop promote? Sell drugs, pimp your woman, beat your woman, leave your kids, have a bunch of other women, sleep with other men's women. Anti-American behavior. Criminal. The criminal, the gangster, gang. Yeah, we yelling out gang. Do you gang bang? Throw your gang signs if you gang bang. That's the stuff that's being outlawed in this country. See, it's not cool no more. They not putting gang in the movies no more. See, ain't gonna be no more training days. It ain't gonna be no more boys in the hoods. It ain't gonna be no more of that. Because what does that promote? Criminality, anti-American behavior. We cannot make America great again if we still gonna have kids running around here talking about we drilling. When drilling is nothing but a code word for killing or unaliving each other. Anti-American behavior. Who promotes drilling? Gang members, gangsters. What do gangsters do? Rob people, kill people, extort people, sell drugs, prostitute. Y'all don't get it yet? This is why ICE is running around too. Don't think ICE is just running around looking to just take illegals. No, ICE is running around with the feds too in the streets to rile up gangsters and gang members and drug dealers, criminals. You know, ICE is doing that too with the FBI. Yeah. In your local streets. They're not just looking for immigrants. they not just looking for Paco and them. They looking for your ass with that fatty. They looking for you too. You see? So when we talking about athletes, These athletes are usually connected to who? Athletes are usually connected to what? Music people. Athletes are usually connected to who? The streets. You see why we doing this show today? See how it's all connected. If you got any athletes in your family, you got some drug dealers in your family too. If you got any athletes in your family, you got some rappers in your family too. You see how it all go together? You and your cousins grow up. It's 7 of y'all, right? Y'all all grow up together. One of y'all gonna grow up and go to school and get good jobs. One of y'all gonna be going to jail, in and out, back and forth in jail. Another one of y'all gonna be selling drugs, big time drug dealer, right? Another one of y'all might die early. One of y'all might want to be a rapper. Somebody gonna be a basketball player, and somebody gonna be a football player. And guess what y'all all do together? Smoke weed and listen to rap. Criminal profile. See how it's all connected? Y'all all in the car, cousins riding together, listening to rap, smoking weed, just chilling, and get pulled over by the police. See how this go? You see how this go? Y'all do know that in the Young Dolph case, guess who name was mentioned with the Young Dolph stuff? He played for the Memphis Grizzlies. Who could guess? Because come to find out, he connected the Moneybag Yo and Yo Gotti. And he's in the NBA. You ever heard of Zach Randolph? You ever heard of Zebo? You ever heard of Zebo? Zach Randolph? Yeah, y'all didn't know he was connected to Moneybag Yo. Y'all didn't know that Zach Randolph had a record label in Memphis. Yeah, he connected to Moneybag Yo and Yo Gotti. And for some strange reason, Young Dolph, yeah, we gonna let that lay there. But y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. Yeah, you forgot about Zebo, huh, Ray? You thought I was talking about Ja. Nah, Ja Moran is a kid. Ja is a kid. We talk about real steppers. You know, guys that's really out there. Ja Moran is a kid. Third says, it's athletes that be selling drugs on the side in the offseason. Perfect example is Zach Randolph. Zebo. Zebo run his whole hood, which is the same side that Moneybag Yo and them is from. L'Oreal says Dubai sports better. You know it's interesting you say that, L'Oreal. You know why I say that? Because I believe in the next couple of years, with the ratings and stuff dropping with the NBA, I think the NBA will be overseas. Because they already have arenas and all of that over there. They already got their own version of the NBA over there in the UAE. I believe they're gonna buy the NBA, L'Oreal, For real. I think they're gonna buy the NBA. Zebo used to play for the Grizzlies and the Trailblazers. Yep. I can see your channel name. I can see your channel name is using sheep negatively. Yeah, it's not a religious channel, Calvin. But I think it matters who the shepherd is, who your shepherd is. Absolutely. Absolutely, Calvin. Absolutely. They used to call the Trailblazers the Jailblazers when Zebo and Rasheed Wallace used to play for them. Yup. And don't forget the other one, the other wild card third, Bonzi Wells. Don't forget Bonzi. Bonzi was a live wire. Don't forget about Bonzi. Yeah. Let them know, Scorpio. Let them know. If they come in here trying to throw off the show, they will get an Uber. Yeah, you can't forget about Bonzi. There's more of a market for the NBA overseas. Absolutely. Absolutely. But see, this is why I brought this up. I brought this stuff up because when I found out that ICE went and detained the athlete, I'm like, this is getting interesting here. Because all of this stuff is really interconnected. All of these industries that you see at play every day is all interconnected. It's all interconnected. Sports, entertainment, all of this stuff is connected, man. Politics. Politics. Cause look, y'all, this how you know politics is connected to this. Right? Not only because we already know what we know, because we already spoke about it. You know, we already spoke about Diddy and his Vote or Die campaign. We already spoke about Beyonce and Jay-Z getting Barack Obama elected. Right? We already spoke on that. Right? But here's how evident it is now. Some of y'all still don't get it, but it's right in our face. Look at this. How was all of this able to happen in 7 months of Donald Trump being the president again? Look how much he done uncovered and exposed about America and what's been going on here. What's been going on? Look how much he done exposed in 7 months. We only in July. 7 months? He been in office since January. Look how much he done exposed to us in 7 months. Trump and his administration. Now we know exactly what's going on in our country and what's wrong and what's been going wrong. Now we know. We learned all of this in 7 months. In 7 months. In 7 months. Hey, Miss Camille, good to see you, love. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Shout out to you. Good to see another one of my lovely lady mods in here today. Shout out to you. I hope all is well. In 7 months. B. Dolo says, imagine 2 years from now. In 7 months. In 7 months. Somebody could be, and I'm saying, look at what he exposed, because some of y'all gonna say, oh, Trump ain't do nothing. Trump ain't do nothing. So I'm not gonna argue with y'all. I'm not into arguing about politics and all that, right? But let's just look at what we found out about what was going on in the country that we live in. Look at what we found out in 7 months. Look at all the stuff we found out Barack Obama did. Look at all of this shit. Now we found out why our country has been in debt for so long. Because we had government corruption going on. We had people right in the government running schemes and scams, $100 million schemes being ran by government employees, Ponzi schemes being ran by government employees. This stuff is getting, all of this stuff has been uncovered in the past 7 months. To my Black American people. Now we know why our hood is still messed up. Now to the single mothers who need assistance. Now we know, now you know why you've been sitting on a goddamn list for 4 years. Now you know why you've been sitting in a shelter and they ain't been able to find you no apartment. It's because they gave it to Jesus first. Now, see, now we know. Now we know. Now we know why everybody got help from America but Americans. Now we know why. We found this out in 7 months. We found out that all the goddamn people was getting our money was here illegally, acting like they was Americans. Getting our goddamn money, getting our assistance, getting our benefits, getting our jobs. And they were here illegally for years. We just found this shit out. This has been going on for who knows how many goddamn presidential administrations. We can at least say the past 3 of them. Well, not even let's not even say the past 3. Let's say if we take Trump, his last administration out, let's say the past 3 before him, 3 before him. Because remember, Barack was president for 8 years. Look at what's been going on. And this stuff has been allowed to happen on the watch of our own government. Good evening, Mr. Plumtree. Good evening. What's up, Yvette Keys? I found out 10 plus years ago they were doing that. Wow. Shout out to you, Yvette Keys. What's up, NICU grad? Happy Friday to you. That was crazy how the government treated people in Chicago. Come on, man. The government. The government. I gotta know. Why do y'all think? See, I got another show coming up. See, Trump, NICU grad, Trump is gonna start going at these state officials, these state politicians. Trump is gonna start going after them. Because I'm gonna do another show, but Trump just sued California because of the shit Gavin Newsom was doing to the people in California. This is government stuff, y'all. The stuff that's going on in Flint with the water. You know, they still ain't fixed Flint water to this day. They still did not fix Flint's water system. Why does the president have to worry about a water crisis in a state? That's not the president's job. These people are going to start being held accountable. Trump just sued California. These people are going to start being held accountable for not doing what they're supposed to do. For hurting for abusing the American people. That's what these people are doing. And I know a lot of y'all may be shocked at this. I know a lot of y'all may not believe it. But Trump is the voice of the oppressed Americans right now. Trump is the one that's actually getting our just due for us. It's been people here in America, we've been speaking about this government stuff forever. Now we know we not crazy. Now we not some conspiracy theorists. No, now we have the proof. You see? And this stuff is going on in every area of activity here in America. It's going on in politics. It's going on in every area. In every area. Shout out to Seth's son in the building. Peace, my brother. What's up, dope? Timothy Travis says, Trump said he was in Warren day one. He said he would lower gas prices. He said he would end inflation. He said he would lower grocery prices. Well, if you're outside, you should be able to see some of this stuff. What up, Hammer? Shout out to my man Astro in the building. What up, Astro? Peace, folks. Shout out to you. And I see you Grass says question with the illegals. Why don't the government arrest the people hiring illegals? That may be happening too. And I see you grab. We don't know. We don't know. That may be happening too. That may be happening. Or if they're not getting arrested, they might have to pay a fine, a huge fine. If they're not, arresting them, they might be throwing heavy penalties on their businesses, if they not just locking them up. You know what I'm saying? What up, the tribe? You know how Trump do? Trump probably making them pay that luxury tax. It's monopoly for Trump. He might be making these businesses, if you get caught with a certain amount of illegals working for you, we might not lock you up, right? Depending on who you hired and, because I'm pretty sure if ICE come on, let's say ICE raid a construction site, right? Because that happened where I'm at. And they rile up a bunch of illegals. Now, let's say out of 20 of those illegals, half of them is on a run for like unalivings and grapes and kidnappings and all of that, then I'm pretty sure the employer might get locked up because they might want to question the employer. See what I mean? They might lock them up for that. But if they just got them there and they not too much of a problem, they'll probably just fine them, give them a hefty fine. What's up, Ozzy? What's going on? Yes, Trump is opening people's eyes. Absolutely, Maria. Shout out to my man Club in the building. What up, Club? So yeah, that's my answer to that. That's my thoughts on that, NICU grad. Definitely you're supposed to do security checks. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ray M says the illegals have moved right to America than the European settlers who occupied America. That's a good point, Ray M. Good point. Travis says the list is on my desk. There is no list. and you know they're lying. Y'all focused on that list, man. Y'all focused on that list. What y'all need to focus on, is all of these illegals in y'all country, right? And you don't even know how long they've been here, and you don't even know what they're a part of. Check this out. Check this out. Because I know what y'all want to talk about. Check this out. This is what y'all need to be worried about.
In just the last few hours, we've learned that ICE has arrested a Mexican boxer claiming he has alleged ties to a notorious drug cartel. DHS says Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. has been in the country illegally since last year. Chavez is said to have applied for lawful permanent resident status after marrying somebody the DHS says is related to the infamous cartel leader Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Federal agents are now processing Chavez for expedited removal as he faces an active arrest warrant already in Mexico. NBC's George Solis is joining us now with more on this. George, this is happening as we've seen ICE agents and raids across the country. Are we hearing anything new from Chavez here?
Now, y'all worrying about an Epstein list, right? Because you know y'all a bunch of freaks. You know, we already know at 3:55 p.m. in the afternoon, y'all want to hear a bunch of sex stories. Y'all want to hear a bunch of freaky tales, and you know, y'all want to hear a bunch of nasty shit. That's why y'all still talking about the Epstein list, right? But here we have a famous boxer that everybody knows. Yes, his dad is Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., Harlem Romeo. Shout out to Harlem Romeo. Right? Now, guess what, Harlem Romeo? This whole time, we might find out that the goddamn Mexican cartel was behind Julio Cesar Chavez's career. How we know we ain't about to find that out? That a cartel, a Mexican cartel, was funding the career of a boxer right here in America that America loves. We all love Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. He's a legend. But only your son has connections to the Sinaloa cartel? Only your son? Come on, y'all. Only your son? So only your son has connections, not the father. How long has Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. been known as an American boxer here in America? I know, I remember him when I was a kid. I remember his dad when I was a kid. I remember his dad. So y'all mean to tell me that only his son, who 9 times out of 10 was American born, has connections to the Sinaloa cartel? Y'all do know who the leader of the Sinaloa cartel was, right? You know they don't have no leader now. El Chapo was the leader. They're saying that they got connections to El Chapo. Anti-American behavior, anti-American lifestyle. That drug dealing lifestyle, that is no longer the American way. See, the old American way was you work hard work. See how it used to be before all the flashy stuff came along and hip hop came along. It wasn't about what your clothes said. It wasn't about what type of sneakers you wore. You see? It wasn't about name brands. It wasn't about that. You see? And we going back into that time. We going back into that time, whether y'all like it or not. I see it coming. I see it coming because all the things that developed the philosophies we have are being destroyed. Who's the most flashiest, flamboyant black entertainer we know? P. Diddy. Shout out to Keish. What up, Keish? How you doing, sis? Salute to you. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to my homegirl Gossip Ho. If y'all want some good content with an entertainment twist, with just some entertainment topics, y'all make sure y'all go check out my sis. Absolutely. What's up, Lala Brown? Diddy. He's the biggest black celebrity. He's the flashy, flamboyant person. He's the one that got niggas wearing $10,000 shades. It's Diddy. They convinced us everything we got to wear is name brand. And what that stuff created was it created a degenerate mindset. And I'm going to tell you how it created a degenerate mindset. Because a lot of y'all think that shit means something of value. But it doesn't. It just makes you a degenerate because with that flashy lifestyle, flashy, flamboyant, jewelry, colorful, what that created, especially, right, shiny suits, especially amongst American people, was that created this fake class system, especially amongst Black Americans. Especially amongst Black Americans. This is some of the shit that helped destroy the Black American community. Because it started making us look down on each other because we didn't have certain shit. That's not the American way. That's not what America is about. See, that's anti-American. See, America is about everybody work hard in the family and we all share and we all take care of one another. See, that's why back in the day, it was a family vacation every year. Once a year, it was a family vacation. The family. You don't see too much of that no more because we've gotten away from anti-American lifestyles. I mean, we've gotten away from American lifestyle. And we started practicing anti-American shit. Bragging, boasting, being flashy, showing your money. That's not American. Growing up, both of my grandfathers was hustlers. They both had money. Neither one of them was flashy with money. They kept their money in their wallet. And that's what they taught me. That's what my father taught me. I don't care how much money you got in your pocket, son. You don't never walk in the store and pull out a lot of money. You don't do that. You don't know who in that store ain't got nothing to eat. See, that's how I was raised. Conservative. You know when I start doing that shit? When I start selling drugs, walk in the store, pull a whole mid out. Because we saw that on TV. That's what the niggas outside was, that's what the drug dealers was doing. And the drug dealers was following the rappers, teaching us to be anti-American. You walk in the store, pull all your money out to buy 2 Dutches. And then if somebody looking at you count your money, what you looking at, broke ass nigga? Why you hating? See what that creates? Anti-American behavior. That's anti-American. That's anti-American. That's the shit that create crime waves. It's a psychology behind this that people don't know. That's not the American way. See, you were lied to by rappers. I was lied to by rappers and told that that's the American way, to be flashy, to drive a $250,000 car. We was told that that was what Americans do. That's a lie. Real Americans don't do that. You know who do that? Foreigners. Real American, patriotic Americans, they don't live like that. They don't live like that. I know. I be out in the country where real money at. Them rich people out there in the country, when they pull out them fancy cars, it's on Sunday and they cruising. They gonna pull out their Harley Davidson on a Sunday and cruise. They don't pull up 50 deep at the gas station playing Gucci Man. They don't do that. They might pull up to a bar or a tavern with their biker club or they old school club. It's a different vibe. It's about love. It's about all of us sharing our love for bikes, our love for cars, our love for old school cars, our love for trucks. It ain't about, oh, we coming out to shit on everybody else who outside driving their cars. Nah, that's not what that's about. That's anti-American. See, if you understand psychology, you know that what creates violence usually is poverty. So if you running around flashing and talking down on people, somebody gonna try to hurt you and take what you have. I was taught that as a little boy. I was taught that as a little boy. You see? But once that hip hop came, that's when I fell into fantasy land, fantasy world. Start believing bullshit. It's just reality. Now here it is. Again, I was watching Chavez's dad when I was a kid. Come to find out, they might be connected to the cartels, man. ICE done went and rounded his ass up. It's gonna be some more of this stuff happening. Y'all see Javante Davis just got locked up. for beating on his girl. See how it's all of this stuff is connected to the Diddy trial. The Diddy. The Diddler. The Diddler. All this stuff is connected. Look how it's all connected. Javante Davis beating on his girl. Same way Diddy was beating on Cassie, slapping her around. Look how it's all connected. Look how the cartels is connected into this. Look how it's connected, y'all. Come on, man. All this stuff is connected. Desiree Perez and what she doing to her daughter. Jay-Z and the fact that he's denying his son. Look at how all of this shit is connected to everything, even to us. See, I understand this is why we're triggered behind. I get triggered by this shit. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't. Cause this shit was my life. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I grew up. When I was growing up, as y'all know, I was a fat kid. Niggas used to call me Biggie growing up. As a kid, I embraced being fat and ugly. As a kid, Biggie was my role model. As a kid, because of the shit he said. Drinking chocolate milk in school. Wearing certain clothes to school, getting laughed at. I identified with hip hop as a little boy. This shit was my life. You couldn't tell me nothing about Biggie. Rap. That was my life. You see this? This is why a lot of y'all don't know why y'all saying free Diddy. Because Diddy is nothing but your perverted uncle. See, that's all Diddy is. Diddy's the perverted uncle in the family that like to put the little girls on his lap. That's Diddy. He always playing with the kids when he get drunk. That's Diddy, the perverted uncle. The uncle that you heard of doing shit since you was little to the girls in your family. That nigga. But he always at the cookout. They won't kick this nigga out the family. That's who Diddy is. That's why y'all niggas saying free Diddy. I know. It's psychology. Hip hop is in our DNA. This shit is real. I know. That's why y'all trying to ignore that Trump is exposing all of this shit. Because your reality is crashing. All the shit you thought was real, all the people you thought was real, all the people you thought was for they people, you're finding out that it all was an illusion. It was a lie. It was a lie. See this? Now, do y'all think that it's a good thing for America to allow an athlete, right? Well, a criminal who's masking themselves as an athlete to come in America, participate in American sports, and be revered as this good person and as this upstanding person here in America. This is what I want to know. Shout out to my brother Papa Flock in the building. Salute, Brody. It's one of my sandbox brothers right there. Salute. Good to see you, bro. Just think about that. Think about the prestige of an athlete. Let's just think about his dad. Julio Cesar Chavez's Cesar Cesar Sr. Let's just think about him. Again, I watched him growing up. Me and my friends, we watched Chavez Sr. You know how many kids that grew up and was boxing looked up to Chavez Sr.? Understand the prestige of an athlete. And then we find out he's connected to criminality. See, this is why Trump is getting rid of these people and he's outlawing this stuff. Because it's destroying the children, y'all. Let me say it again. It is destroying the future. It is destroying the future generations. Because if they allow this stuff to continue, you're going to have more generations that perpetuate the same shit. You really a criminal masking yourself as a boxer when your whole career is a front for the cartel. Your whole career is a front for the cartel. And you got kids in America looking up to you. And all of this is a front for a criminal syndicate. Do you know what that tells kids? That makes some kids, especially kids in the ghetto, right? It makes some of us hopeless. It makes some of us look at the world in a negative way. It makes some of us think we got to do dirt to come up. That was in my mind at one point. That was in my mind. That was the people I was around. I don't know if I should say this because y'all might be shocked when I say this. Do y'all know struggling is the American way? The fast life, fast money, I never gonna be broke. That's anti-American. That's anti-American. When America stopped being America, that's when you had all of these foreign million and billionaires in the country that never did nothing for this country, but exploited. You see? All that fast life that leads nothing but destruction. It leads to nothing but destruction. And guess what it does? It leaves your family poor. It leaves your family in poverty. It traumatizes your family. That's why at one point in America, it wasn't about how much money you made. It was about y'all being a family, y'all loving one another, and y'all making it to the next goddamn day. That's what it was about. It wasn't about balling. It wasn't about always having all your bills paid up. That's not reality. Because let's be real. When we went outside, all the niggas that we thought had all their bills paid up was selling crack, was selling coochie, was selling guns, was robbing niggas, was killing niggas. Those was the niggas who ain't had no trouble paying their bills. It wasn't niggas who worked hard and had an honest living. Cause see, I don't care if you make $100,000 a year. You got $100,000 bills. You got $100,000 people problems. You got them type of bills. Yeah. Yeah, you ain't got broke nigga bills. You got people that got money nigga bills. You still got bills. You know who act like they don't got bills? Scammers. It's them. And guess what they promote to us? A false lifestyle. A life that does not exist. A life that does not exist. Now Diddy in jail. All these niggas got trouble paying their bills. See? We just thought they owned everything. We just thought they was balling. Diddy in jail, they ain't got nothing. Ray J talking about unaliving himself. Niggas gotta go overseas to get money. I thought they just owned everything. See that? Fake. That's not real. That's not reality. You're gonna pay bills till you die. Care how much money you got. But they told us bills ain't a problem for them. Really? Tyler Perry, why don't you pay that $260 million then, Mr. Tyler? You like grabbing on butts and nuts, Mr. Tyler Perry. Then why don't you pay that money? Because you ain't got $260 million, nigga. That's why. Because Oprah cut you off. See? See? But we run around here believing lies and believing illusions. Because we think people that got money don't have trouble with bills. No, they don't have the trouble with bills that you have. Wake up. Stop believing that shit. See, that's why at one point in America, that was evident. It was clear. Because life is going to give you obstacles. It's part of life. It's part of living life. You see? All that false sense of relaxation that they promote to us. Like they always relaxing. They never in trouble. They never worried about nothing. All that shit is fake. All of it. And guess what else it is? Anti-American. This is why Trump and his administration is squashing a lot of this shit. Because it has destroyed the fabric of America. What this place represents. It has destroyed it. It has destroyed it. Because it's anti-American. America used to be about saving your money, not blowing it, not flashing it. It was about saving your money. Saving your money for what? A rainy day. What's a rainy day? A family emergency. A family emergency. Niggas don't even do that no more. Niggas don't even think about that. That's American shit, man. It was never about just thinking about yourself. That's not American. Because if that was American, we wouldn't be known as the country we was known as. If that's what it was about. We wouldn't have been known as a superpower. You see? If it always was about flashing and bragging and all of that shit is anti-American. Why you think real American people, they don't like that shit in their communities? See, now I understand. I understand. We like to call it racism. It ain't racism. What's up, Brownie? How you doing? They don't like that shit in their environment because it's anti-American. Blasting your music, driving down the street. That's not American. That's some other shit. Cause you got a nice car, you coming through waking up the neighbors and shit. That's not American. You're supposed to respect your neighbor. That's why you turn your music down. That's not American. This is the shit that's being outlawed. And the people who are behind this stuff. And the people who's also been hiding in plain sight. Like Julio Cesar Chavez. Who else was an athlete that was also connected to crime? Who else? He played in the NFL. Who remembers Aaron Hernandez? Who remembers Aaron Hernandez, who played for the New England Patriots? Do you know he was part of a cartel? They found him part of a couple of homicides. Yeah, y'all go look up the story of Aaron Hernandez. That's his name, right? I'm saying his name, right? You said with his meatball head? Yeah, Aaron Hernandez and Pac-Man Jones. But remember what happened to old Aaron Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez ended up unaliving himself. Because they found him guilty of him being part of a couple of homicides. He was part of a gang. He was a part of a cartel. He was a part of a cartel. Rocco says, I didn't know that, Rocco. Shout out to Rocco. I didn't know he was I didn't know that. Yeah, he ended up hanging it up, Sin. He ended up hanging it up in his cell. Which I don't believe that, but he could have did that because he didn't snitch. He didn't snitch on his gang. But Aaron Hernandez was part of a cartel. If you keep spamming my chat, you're going to get blocked. Stop spamming my chat room. It's you right about that, Sin, but we got to remember too, we don't know these people. We don't know these people. And let's just be honest. Let's be real. I don't think the NFL did they due diligence on Aaron Hernandez. I'm just being real. Especially he paid for the Patriots. You know that was Bill Belichick shit. So whatever Bill said went. So they ain't looked too much into Aaron Hernandez. But this dude was an active gangster. Like active. Just like Pac-Man Jones. Pac-Man Jones was another one. He was an active Crip while in the NFL. While in the NFL, these guys were active gang members, still going to their neighborhoods and everything. Yes. Pac-Man Jones used to throw up gang signs on the field. Pac-Man Jones used to literally throw it up. What up, Pastor? Yeah, I didn't know he was rainbow. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Brownie says the NFL be out here scrambling players' brains. I mean, you could say that. You could say that. But I would also have to say it's part of being an athlete, Brownie. It's being an athlete, you know, it's like an experimental process. It's a process that you go through. I can agree with that. Brownie. I can agree with that. Yeah, Pac-Man cleaned up. He did. Because he didn't want to go to jail, bro. Pac-Man was on his way to jail for a long time. His ass was on his way to jail for a long time. Honestly, Pastor, I think somebody in the NFL that really took a liking to Pac-Man is the one who saved him. I believe the NFL saved him. Somebody in the NFL, in the administration, I believe they saved Pac-Man. Because he didn't do it himself, bro. Pac-Man was on his way to a nice 40, 50-year sentence. For real. Sin says, but the fact that he still did all of that during the rise of his fame is weird. It's because, Sin, you have to understand that the gang come before everything. The gang comes before everything. Anything and everything. The gang comes before your family, your wife, your kids, everything. Everything. So the gang definitely comes before your goddamn NFL contract. It's weird. It's sick. It's a sick psychology, but it's real. Pac-Man Jones said it out of his own mouth that his allegiance was to his gang before the NFL. Before him being a football player, his allegiance was to him being a gang member. Yeah, John Wall used to throw it up too. John Wall would throw it up too. Absolutely. What's up, Thomas the Car Spotter? What's going on? She says, I grew up sheltered. That's good. That's a good thing. Nothing wrong with growing up sheltered. Long as growing up sheltered didn't make you weird, it's nothing wrong growing up sheltered. Now, if it made you weird, then it might be something wrong. But I don't think you weird, Sin. So it's nothing wrong with that you grew up sheltered. Sometimes growing up, what up, unscripted voices? Peace. Sometimes for some people, growing up sheltered actually preserved them and saved them. You know? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being preserved. You know, that's what being conservative is to preserve you, preserve your life, preserve your energy, preserve your heart, your purity. You're not tainted as much when you grow up sheltered. You know, again, that depends on your environment. Depends on your environment. I know you're not weird, Sin. I know you're not weird. Club says, and also the gangs typically come after come after certain athletes via extortion. Facts. 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 And sometimes too, Club, you got to remember too, being a part of the gang, right? When you start making money, it's not always extortion in the beginning right away. There's an obligation you have. There's an obligation. So if you hold a certain rank, right, you obligated to do certain things to continue the criminal enterprise. See, a gang is a criminal enterprise. Gangs just don't rob and do violent shit. No, there's a sector of the gang that does things specifically to fund the criminal activities. And those are usually the big homies, the older dudes. Those are the guys who are funding the younger guys who are bringing in the money. You see? So when you become a Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace to Nipsey. When you become an Aaron Hernandez, rest in peace to that brother. When you become a Pac-Man Jones, and your whole hood know you. Your whole hood know you. Right? You now have another level of responsibility. It's not about you just being out there, repping. Nah. You got to make sure we all right. Because you out there not just repping you, but you repping us. So there's a level of responsibility that a lot of guys, Club, they don't make good on. And that's when the extortion starts. When you don't make good on your promises. When you don't make good on, when you don't follow protocol. I'm gonna stop trying to talk around it. When you don't follow protocol, okay? When you don't follow protocol, that's when shit like that starts to happen. You start getting extorted. Right, you gotta pay your day. Shout out to L'Oreal. I know you's a gangster on the low, L'Oreal. I know. Cause you be knowing all the lingo. I know. It's called paying your dues. You got to pay your dues. And when you move up in life, those dues get bigger and bigger, man. Why do y'all think the whole conspiracy behind Nipsey Hussle's unaliving was about Big U and all of that type of stuff? Why do you think that was? Because they started saying Nipsey wasn't feeding the homies. Nipsey wasn't taking care of his hood. Right? That's what they started to say. Not to say it was true. We're going to say allegedly, but that's what this is about. That's what this is about. It's just that simple. So you got to understand why ICE, right? Why the FBI and ICE, because the FBI and ICE, they're working together. I hope y'all know that. Because that's how ICE is also locating these illegals. That they have access to all the databases. The FBI. They have the access to all the databases. Border Patrol, they have access to all the databases. So this is how they were able to find out about Chavez Jr. And 9 times out of 10, they probably got him on some surveillance. They probably saw him hanging out with some people. Because if ICE already went and picked him up, they probably was already watching him. They probably was already watching him. They call it hood tax in Ohio. Yeah, hood tax. You see? And what we don't want in our country anymore is our children looking up to the wrong people. And since the American people are too afraid to stand up and to represent, or to stand up and to speak against the negative influences, it has to come from the higher ups. It has to be a government sweep, because the people won't do it. The people won't come together and say, we have to come together to save the kids. So we got to come together to stop the crime. We got to come together. Since we don't want to do that, because we find all the excuses. I ain't fucking with that broke ass nigga. I ain't doing this. I ain't sitting next to her. She mad because why she keep looking at my hair? You know, shit like that is why our kids are not safe in the communities. So it had to come from up high to get rid of this shit. Because we won't denounce it. Because all we got to do is stop paying for it. All we got to do is stop watching it. Oh, y'all don't want to do this? Okay, we'll pull the plug. We'll pull the plug. Y'all don't want to unplug? We'll pull it for you. No hip hop. Oh, y'all still want hip hop? Okay, we'll just show all your favorite hip hoppers being weirdos. All of them are weirdos. It wasn't just Bam. Yeah, y'all thought it was just Bam, huh? Yeah. Oh, y'all thought the adventures didn't continue after the Vaseline. Uh-huh. Yeah, then they went to baby oil. Mm-hmm. Yep. Then they went to Astroglide. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It kept going. It kept going. Y'all didn't want to let it go. Y'all didn't want to move on after y'all found out about Bam. Y'all didn't want to leave this hip hop shit alone, because this shit is you. This is who y'all are. Well, let me tell you something. Y'all not American. Until you denounce that behavior and you denounce that lifestyle. Until you denounce that behavior and you denounce that lifestyle. And what these niggas out here saying, free Diddy. This is why the government has to do it. We don't love each other enough to do it. The government has to do it. But then, for so long, the government don't love us. The government just use us. But the government is the one doing all of this shit. The government. Y'all afraid to get the gangsters out your community because y'all scared of the gangsters. So we got a way to get them out of there. We got a great way to get them out of there. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to allow the cartels to poison all the drugs that come here. See, remember, we spoke about this a long time ago. Remember, we've been talking about the fentanyl epidemic. We've been talking about the Fetty. We've been talking about the Fetty over here. Didn't I tell y'all that the cartels was poisoning the drugs that was coming here? Didn't I tell y'all this? Now y'all hear people saying it like it's normal. But I've been said this. The government allowed the cartels to do this, right? To permanently shut it down. See? This is what they did. They let the fentanyl come here, become an epidemic, so they could shut it all down. Not only shut down the low-level people, but shut down the cartels as well. That was the plan. That was the plan. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Telegram. Why do you think they let them do all this shit? So they could do what they doing now. Shut it all down. Clean sweep. They're going to sweep the neighborhoods, they're going to sweep the cartels, and they're going to sweep hip-hop. Clean sweep. Because it's all connected. It's all connected. The cartels is connected to the neighborhoods is connected to hip-hop. Clean sweep. Clean it up. That's how they do it. That's how you clean it up. So you ain't just going to jail because you got your little pack. No, everybody going. Because they got the trail. They got the trail. Come on. Now, we also did the show where we showed them over in Mexico going to war with the Sinaloa cartel. Do y'all know American military's over there going to war with them, knocking them down, shooting their drones out the sky? America's doing this. I showed the video. The dude had his face covered up and everything. He worked for the Sinaloa cartel. This is real. So if Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. has a connection to the Sinaloa cartel, let's look into his daddy. And let's find out their networks here in America, because these are athletes. You know, athletes have networks. See, this is why they went rounding him up. They want to know who he connected to. Because if he's connected to the Sinaloa cartel and he's here in America doing American business, oh, that's a problem. And there's a lot of that has been going on. Foreign gangs operating here in America. The Africans, who you think run the scam and shit? The Africans. We did the show about the Nigerian tech queen. The Africans run the scam and shit here in America. They run the scam and shit, the Africans. The Nigerians. The Nigerian tech queen. She was 21 years old. Stealing from the goddamn government. While in America, a whole foreigner This is why they went and locked his ass up. Because we don't know, he might have a whole goddamn office of computer hackers. Because see, that's what the Mexican cartels are into. See, you wonder why they don't have a lot of witnesses a lot of times? It's because they got hackers who could hack into cameras. Look it up. You think I'm lying? These criminal syndicates are operating here in America, robbing America and the American people blind. Not only robbing us blind, they selling us deaf. They killing us too. They not just robbing us, they killing us too. Selling us poison. Selling us poison. We already made the connection over here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV on where the Mexicans get the fentanyl from. The Mexicans get the fentanyl from the Chinese. Remember when we did the shows about the tariffs and all of y'all was scared? Oh, well, China makes a lot of our stuff. Why would he hit them with a tariff? How the hell you think the Mexicans get the fentanyl to sell in America? From China. We already did the show exposing that. Showed the proof. They go meet the Asians up in the mountains and go get the fentanyl. They get it from the Asians, the Chinese, in particular, the Chinese. Yeah, that's where they get the fentanyl from. This is why he imposed a super tax on China. Oh, you want to sell drugs in my country? Oh, you want to sell poison? Oh, we got something for you, buddy. We got something for you guys. And this is why they went and rounded his ass up. That's the real reason behind Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. being detained by ICE. Because they want to know his connections to the Sinaloa cartel. Or is it just speculation? And if you get riled up by a federal agency, I don't think you're getting riled up for speculation. I'm pretty sure they got something to go and pick you up on. Outside of you just being an illegal. So they want to question him. They want to know what business he got with the Sinaloa cartel. Did he have any dealings with El Chapo Guzman? Did his dad have any dealings with El Chapo? You see? And if you don't tell us, we'll just send you out of this country. Goodbye. Goodbye. Because you're anti-American. And we no longer want the message of being anti-American being spreaded in America. Yeah, you got freedom of speech. You do got freedom of speech. But everything has a price. Everything has a price attached to it. It's a consequence for whatever you do. So yeah, you could say whatever you want to say. You could say whatever you want to say. Yeah, you can. But are you willing to pay the price for whatever you say? Okay? So just remember that. Just remember that. See, nobody wants to focus on what we need to focus on as Americans. And that's why I'm going to continue to bring this type of content to us. You see? Because this is the stuff that we should be worried about. You know? Because this is the stuff that impacts us and hurts us directly as Americans. The Epstein list don't hurt nobody. Who does the Epstein list hurt? But the victims of the Epstein list. Only the victims. Everybody who want to know about the Epstein list, if you find out about it tomorrow, what is it going to do? But give you some more shit to talk about. Outside of that, what is it going to do? What's up, Johnny boy? Shout out to my man Johnny 5 in the building too. I saw my man Johnny 5 in the building. What's up, Oz? How you doing? So besides y'all having some more shit to talk about, finding out about the Epstein list does what for the American people? We just found out some more salacious details. And what people gonna do? They're gonna go get on TikTok. Oh, the Epstein list just came out, and it's just in that this happened, and that happened, and such was on the list, and such was on the list. That's all we gonna do. That's all we gonna do. You know how I know that? Because how many of y'all got rid of the perverts out of your own family? Huh? How many of y'all got the perverts out your own family? Since y'all are so interested in talking about perverts and what these perverts are doing, have you got the perverts out of your family? What have you done to the Geppettos in your family? What have you done? Y'all give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Huh? I want to see some answers. Shout out to Johnny 5, man. Salute. Yo, can we find out who the sickos are? Diddy is. We finding out who the sickos are. Diddy, Fat Joe, Shannon Sharp, Jay-Z, Denzel Washington, Smokey Robinson. You ain't got that. What? That ain't enough? All of them came out this year. You want to know who the sickos are, right? Shannon Sharp destroyed that girl's buns. Shannon Sharp told that girl he want to choke her in public. He's a sicko and a weirdo. We found out about Shannon Sharp. What are you talking about? You ain't had enough? We just found out Smokey Robinson, old ass, was in there graping his maids. This nigga in his 80s. Y'all ain't had enough? Y'all ain't had enough about talking about this sick shit? Y'all still want to talk about it? After all these people who got exposed just in the past 7 months. In the past 7 months. The past 7 months. I don't get it. What's up, Taylor? Taylor says, wait, what Denzel do? All I'm going to tell you, Taylor, is look up, just type in Denzel Washington and Ali Carter. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And then you'll find out why he ran his ass to the Catholic Church. Then you'll find, then you get it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Denzel Washington, Ali Carter. That's all you got to type in. That's all you got to type in. Hey, Zaire. Good to see you. That's all you got to type in, Taylor. Denzel Washington and Ali Carter. That's all you got to do. Literally made my non-blood uncle hang himself. That don't count. Y'all love these weirdos. Y'all love them. Y'all want them to stay in this country. Y'all don't want them to go to jail. Y'all don't want them to lose none of their money. Nothing. Y'all love them. And y'all mad at Trump because Trump is getting their ass up out of here. Trump's administration. Bye-bye. Get your ass out of here. You weirdos. Get y'all asses out of here. Weirdos. Johnny Five says, this is why I'm going to keep saying we're surrounded by demons. Absolutely. Absolutely. Say it again, L'Oreal. R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Steve Harvey. See, I forgot about Steve Harvey, sis. We did a whole show about Steve Harvey because we found out Steve Harvey loves what? Steve Harvey loves baby oil. We found out that Mr. Steve Harvey loves baby oil as well. He's a baby oil participant. Mr. Steve Harvey. We played the video where Steve Harvey said out of his mouth how he warms his baby oil up in the microwave. We played the video. We don't do no capping over here. We played the video when he said it out his mouth. He said, I like hot baby oil. He said, I like it hot. He said, if you ain't got no microwave in your room to heat up your baby oil, he said, I'm going to show you how to do it the old-fashioned way. He said, you go run all hot water in the sink and let it get piping hot and sit the bottle in the hot water. This nigga's a pervert. Y'all still want to talk about that? Huh? Shout out to the Trump administration for getting all of these weirdos out of here. Whether they're celebrities or not. If you're a celebrity or not, if you're a weirdo, you need to go. Because that shit is anti-American. That weird shit. And I ain't talking about your hairstyle. I ain't talking about that. We know some of you was a little out there. We ain't talking about that. We talking about being a weirdo. This nigga got a baby oil regiment. He's a weirdo. This nigga Steve Harvey is 60-something years old. He got a baby oil regiment. He's a weirdo. That's a weirdo. Shannon Sharp likes little lily white girls, little house on the prairie, little short midget white girls. He's a weirdo. And he likes to spank and choke them. He's a weirdo. You know what we call Diddy over here? We call him Mr. Man Milk. Weirdo. Send them all to prison. Put them in alligator Alcatraz. Put them around the alligators, Trump. All these weirdos and woman abusers and child abusers. Put them all in jail around the alligators, Trump. So we don't have to waste no 300 blackout bullets. Okay? So I don't have to waste no 7.62 shells because he want to play around my kids. How about you just send them around the alligators, Trump? Just send them to the alligators. You like man milk? You like beating on women? You like forcing women to have sex so you could be pleased? Alligators. Send them to the alligators, Trump. All of these weirdos. Send them to the alligators. Yeah. Send them to the alligators. That's where we need to send them. If you don't want us to do what we need to do to protect our children, send them to the alligators, Trump. Send them to the alligators. And while y'all mad about Trump building this new jail, right? That's in Florida. That's going to be in Florida, right? Do y'all know the most Geppettos is in Florida? Did y'all know that? I bet y'all didn't even know that. Florida is also a child trafficking hub. Did y'all know that? Send them to the alligators, Trump. See, y'all be sitting here mad. Y'all don't even be knowing what's going on. Oh, why would he build that jail? Do you know how many pedophiles is in Florida? Do you know that's in America, that's one of the biggest places for Geppetto behavior? It's in Florida. Did y'all know that? You know how many sex offenders are in Florida? Look it up. Send them to the alligators, Trump. That's my new shit. Send them to the alligators. And the boa constrictors. And the Burmese pythons. Send them there, Trump. Bunch of jungle-minded people anyway. Send them to the snakes and the alligators. Send them to the snakes and the alligators. Exactly, B. Dolo. Disney is in Florida. We all know what. This is why y'all need to tune in to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. You're going to learn something when you leave here. Now, if Disney is in Florida and we know what Disney is known for, you don't get it? Why they don't need a jail down there like that? Send them to the alligators. You know what Disney is about? We just found out a couple of years ago what Nickelodeon was doing to them kids. Send them to the alligators, Trump. Send them to the goddamn alligators. These people was abusing children, ruining their lives, man. You niggas out here talking about free Diddy. Let me show y'all, let me show y'all niggas something, man. Cause y'all, man. Let me show you why. Send them to the alligators. Send them to the alligators. Send them to the alligators. Send them to the alligators, Trump. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. While y'all running around here talking about free Diddy, look at what he did to this young man. Who remembers this young man right here? Look what they said. He treated me like an escort. Look what he did to little YK Osiris. Free Diddy, right? Look what he did to this young man. He treated me like an escort. Look what he did to this young man. Look what he did to him. Now let's see how YK Osiris look today. YK Osiris now. Let's look at YK Osiris today. Where's that picture at? Let's look at YK Osiris now. Let's look at him. He said Diddy treated him like an escort. Look, you know they treated him like an escort. Look how they was marketing this young man. Look, freak, young freak. See this? See this? Look, turning him to a girl. Look, turning him to a girl. See that? Anti-American behavior. YK Osiris. YK Osiris. Y'all saying free Diddy. He treated me like an escort. Look, he was a fairy. What Diddy did to him? Look. Free Diddy. Y'all niggas saying free Diddy. Look what he did to this young boy. Look. Who remember this episode of The Breakfast Club when he admitted to Diddy taking him on a trip? Look at him. Look at him. Look, they passed me around. They passed me around. See? Free Diddy. Free Diddy. See? See? This the shit that's been going on in America. Up under multiple administrations. Remember, Diddy has been in hip hop for 30 years. 30 plus. 30 plus years. How many administrations that is? And then we wondering why the youth is the way it is. Got turned out. Got turned out. Hip hop turned us out, turned the youth out, turned us into drug dealers, turned us into killers, turned us into junkies, turned us into whores, turned us into cheaters, liars. Everything that goes against that flag. Everything that goes against that flag. Hold up, y'all. Okay, we back. So when we have these conversations, right? And y'all sit back and y'all just look at it like, oh, they just trying to take somebody down. It's not about that, man. It's about setting a new precedent. And when there's a new precedent that needs to be set, some people got to be sat down. Some people have to be dethroned in order for a new regime to reign. See, Trump not going to run this shit the way everybody else did. That's why what's happening is what's happening. Because he not going to run it like Barack. He not gonna run it like Hillary. He not gonna run it like Bernie Sanders and what's this other guy? Sleepy Joe. He not gonna run it like these guys. He's not gonna run it like these people. So no, these people gotta go. American children, the future of Americans' children is very, very dark. Shout out to Robert F. Kennedy. You got Robert F. Kennedy dealing with the health. So they getting ready to, they already started removing certain ingredients out of certain products. This is why manufacturing is coming back here. They just, remember I did the show where they remove high fructose corn syrup out of ketchup. Heinz just put up money for the manufacturing of their ketchup to come back to America. They're addressing our children having autism, our children having all of these issues and ailments, and they're acknowledging that it's coming from the food. This is the stuff we need to be talking about. Not no weirdos. Unless you live a weirdo life. Unless you live a weirdo life. Unless you live the life of a weirdo. I could understand why you want to hear this. But you don't want to hear about what's going on in your schools, in your children's schools. You don't want to hear about that. Huh? You don't want to know about that. That don't matter. The Epstein list matters. Not what your child eat for lunch at school. That don't matter. That don't matter. A weirdo in the classroom teaching your child, that doesn't worry you. That doesn't concern you. What concerns you is an Epstein list. Your child growing up and looking up to a criminal who's masking himself as an athlete doesn't worry you. The Epstein list worries you. You're not worried about your child growing up looking up to a gangster and trying to become a gangster and end up losing his life. You ain't worried about that. You worry about an Epstein list. You're not worried about your children's role models. You're not worried about that. You worry about the Epstein list. Because you do know children look up to athletes. By default, man. By default. They look up to athletes. They look up to entertainers. They look up to artists. They look up to politicians. But we ain't worried about that. We worry about the Epstein list. Which ain't nothing but their own version of Diddy parties. So y'all just want to keep hearing about Diddy parties and Diddy stories. But y'all not worried about this. When we know that the youth are moved by sports, drugs, and entertainment. Sports, drugs, entertainment. What was the name of Cameron album? SDE. SDE. Who remember that Cameron album? I do. I remember Confessions of Fire Cam. SDE. Sex, drugs, and entertainment. You can replace sex with sports. What does a lot of the athletes like to do? Have sex, do drugs, pay for prostitutes. Where they get that from? Hip hop, sports, drugs, entertainment. Sex, drugs, entertainment. Y'all don't get it yet? Zion Williamson can't stay off back pages. Zion Williamson can't stop paying for prostitutes and porn stars. Zion Williamson. Sports, drugs, entertainment. See? What's his connection to entertainment? He likes corn stars. Mariah Mills is a corn star. What are corn stars considered? Entertainers. What are strippers considered? Entertainment. Look how it's connected. And what is he being accused of? Abuse. Diddy. Again. Look how I keep coming back. What is Zion accused of? Beating on a girl. What is Javante Davis accused of? Beating on a girl. These are athletes. These are people that the American youth look up to. We can't have that. We can't have the American youth looking up to abusers, looking up to strong men who prey on women. That's why they cleaning it up. Because a lot of men do look up to abusers in this country. That's why they gotta humiliate people and tear them down and destroy them to set a precedent to say, this is what you will not do. You will not get money and become a multi-millionaire and go around beating on women. No, you will not, Kai. No, you will not, Kai. No, you will not, DDG. No, you will not, DDG. No, you will not. They're not having that. That era is over. It's over. Clean, wipe. If we catch you doing it, if we hear anything about it, severe consequences. Cancellation immediately. Cancel Christmas. Cancel all contracts. Clip them. We will not continue to allow American women, I don't care what color she is, to think it's okay for her to get abused because she a goddamn woman. We gonna make some examples and we gonna take some of the big fish down so these women could know that it ain't okay and you have a say-so and you could tell. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. You ain't got to be quiet. Go to the feds. And this is a new administration. We don't play that. We don't sweep that shit under the rug when you bring it to these people. When you bring it to Cash Patel and his team, they gonna look into it. Who did that? Oh, okay. We'll be contacting you. They not playing. They not playing. Where's Harvey Weinstein? Jail. He's in jail. Why? Abusing people. In the name of him being a rich man, he thought he could run around and abuse everybody. Where his ass at in jail? L'Oreal says, hold up, let me go read his comment, L'Oreal. Thanks for telling me. Third says Leandro Ball is getting these 304s pregnant and then moves to the next chick and repeats the same pattern. He come from a 2-parent household and he's out here creating broken homes. Yup. Because guess what he's influenced by, Third? Guess what he's influenced by, Third? Sex, drugs, and entertainment. Because that's what hip hop is about. His version of the hip hop he grew up on all retarded music. He didn't grow up in the era of hip hop where there was anything conscious. Anything. Nothing. So that's why he out here doing what he doing, because he think he cool. He think he cool. You see? This is why they have to shame hip hop the way they've been doing it. Because it's destroying the youth. It's ruining children before they even get a chance to reach their potential. It's stumping their growth. Look how it almost destroyed Ja Morant's career. Ja Morant was running around, hanging around Moneybagg Yo, hanging around rappers. He started carrying guns. Y'all don't see this? He started hanging out, clubbing. It started affecting him on a basketball court. It started affecting his attitude. See that? Anti-American behavior. Anti-American behavior. This is the shit that's outlawed. I keep telling y'all this. This was outlawed. The lifestyle, the behavior, the speech, the look. It is what it is. Nobody's saying you can't wear what you wear, but just understand what comes with it. And that's to the women too. That ain't just to the men, it's to the women too. You can wear what you want. But when y'all start going to these hair stores and they start telling y'all can't come in, if you in there screaming and all that type, they're gonna start banning certain behaviors. Because you can do that when you have your administration in place. Oh, these people don't want to act civil? Okay. We'll make it illegal for them to act the way they act. That's all. They don't want to change their behavior on their own? We'll penalize them for acting like it. It's psychology. Simple psychology. If humans knew how to self-correct like we used to, right? And didn't make excuses for acting stupid like we do now, right? The government wouldn't have had to employ none of this shit. But we needed this Trump administration because we need this country to get back to where it needs to be. You see? Because with all of this happening, it's making people straighten up. Because people know they're gonna have to face the music. It's no more I could just mess up and whatever. You know how many police officers was doing a bunch of crazy stuff? And because a certain administration was in power, shit wasn't whatever. They find a way to cover it up. That shit is over with, y'all. That shit over. It's over. If you're not going to do your job the right way, if you're not here to serve the American people, goodbye. Because if we catch your ass doing something anti-American in the name of you being an American and holding a certain position, we're going to fry you. Send them to the alligators. That's what you do. Trump, send them to the alligators. You want to turn your body cam off and somebody lost their life? Send them to the alligators. That's what you do. You think it's okay to just kill American youth because you scared. Send them to the alligators. Send them to the alligators. Send them to the alligators. Straight up. So if you an athlete and you in this country and you know your paperwork ain't right, like Cesar Chavez Jr., because now they're going to check his daddy and his mama paperwork. Because if the son paperwork ain't right, what about the parents? Isn't it the parents who make sure the kids got their paperwork? So if Sonny Boy paperwork ain't legit, what about daddy? What about mommy? What about that whole goddamn family? Oh, so y'all been sitting in this country acting like y'all was a Latino American family that dwell in the realm of athletics. Oh, that's that. Oh, so y'all came here to y'all came here playing a role. Oh, that's the front. Boxing. That's the front. Why you really in America? Huh, Julio? Why you really here? And what you been doing since you been here, buddy? See now they want to know everything. Now what you been doing here? What your daddy been doing here, boy? What y'all been doing? What y'all been doing? What y'all got going on? And guess what, y'all? Guess what? The reason why America has turned into full disclosure is because of all of the lies. It's because of all of the scamming. This is why now, full disclosure, we need to know who you are. We need to know who you are. 100%. We need to know who you are. We need to know. It's just that simple. And this is because we don't know who on our goddamn land plotting on attacking us. We don't know. This goddamn family could have been funding a cartel for years. We don't know when, we don't know how. And we don't know why. And we need to know all of that because you in our country. If you in America, nothing should be hidden from nobody as far as who you are as an American. You shouldn't be hiding that. Because at one point, everyone was what? Proud to be an American. Proud. So it wasn't nothing to hide. Wasn't nothing to hide. Miss Angel says it's perpetuated in all forms of so-called entertainment. Exactly. And all forms of entertainment, Miss Angel, because I know you love hip hop. I could tell by how you spelled your name. MZ, that's hip hop. So we know you love hip hop, right? And do you know all forms of that so-called entertainment have been destroyed, ma'am? Rock and roll is no longer prevalent. Disco music, get it out of here. All of it. I'm calling out hip hop because it's hip hop turn. I know it's all of it because all of it has been dismantled. Hip hop had its era, disco had its era, all that shit got destroyed because it wasn't good for the people. Disco had people taking LSD. Disco had your ass on Quaaludes like this. Ah, roses. That's the disco era. That's the disco era. Psychedelics. That's the disco era. What you think you telling me? Jimi Hendrix. What you think you telling me? That nigga was on drugs. James Brown was on drugs. What you telling me? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Come on. Come on. What are you talking about here? And guess what's connected to entertainment? Sports. And that's what we're talking about today. We talking about an athlete that was detained by ICE. His name is Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He's the son of the famous boxer Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. Well-known boxer here in America. I was watching him when I was a kid. So, how long has this family been in America? And they just finding out that these people are connected to the Sinaloa cartel. The Sinaloa cartel is the cartel that America is at war with in Mexico right now. That's who they protecting the borders from. The Sinaloa cartel. That's El Chapo in them. So we might find out in the next week or two that the Chavez family could have been a goddamn hub, or like I said earlier, a front for cartel business. For cartel business right here in America. For cartel business. Shout out to my comrade Po Boy Films in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Shout out to my bro, man. Salute, bro. Right. Get him, Ice. Exactly. Get him. Come on now. Come on. Why we not worried about this? Let me ask y'all this. Do you think it can't happen to somebody in your family? Y'all do know that these cartels have been kidnapping children in broad daylight, right? Y'all do know that, right? Y'all do know that, right? Y'all do know where Eric Adams and the Democratic Party let all them goddamn migrants into New York City. Y'all do know kids was getting kidnapped. You do know that, right? Little girls and little boys was getting kidnapped all up in Harlem and in the Bronx. You do know that, right? Excuse me. Y'all do know that, right? When they let all of these cartel people into goddamn New York and all them people was getting kidnapped. At the same time, they was attacking police, unaliving police officers, shooting police officers, fighting police officers. I'm talking about what these goddamn immigrants was doing. And they was kidnapping children and running whole sex rings. Look it up if you think I'm exaggerating. Look it up. Look it up. It was happening in Chicago. We did a whole show talking about how the gang members in Chicago had to go to war with the Argentinians. They had an influx of Argentinians and Guatemalans coming into Chicago on the west side. And they went to war with real Chicago gang members. These goddamn foreigners. And they was kidnapping women and kids in the same neighborhoods. They was taking over whole buildings, terrorizing neighborhoods, running up in the buildings, kicking people out their houses, taking over the whole building, selling drugs and all that, running whole houses. These are facts. You niggas keep talking about an Epstein list. You got a goddamn Jeffrey Epstein in your neighborhood. What's wrong with you people, man? It's Diddy parties happening right in your neighborhood. You worry about an Epstein list. Trump and his administration is trying to stop this shit from being a reoccurring thing. Y'all want to keep talking about it because it happened. Okay, it happened. How do we stop it from happening again? How do we stop more Epsteins, more Diddys? Because we see them popping up everywhere. Javante Davis. We see him popping up everywhere. Rod Wave. Oh, y'all didn't hear about Rod Wave? He shot his girlfriend truck up 22 times. He tried to kill his girlfriend. Because she probably wanted to leave after an argument. Nigga shot her car. They trying to stop this from... How many more Diddies are around? You do know Diddy controlled... Do you know Diddy influenced 3 generations? Diddy influenced Gen X? Diddy influenced the millennials? And Diddy influenced the generation after us? Because I'm a millennial. Diddy influenced 3 generations. 3 generations of people. Diddy has influenced. He was around. He was around. He cultivated a lifestyle and a psychology in people. This is why he has to go away. This is why this stuff has to be stopped. Because children are not safe. Women are not safe. And guess who else ain't safe? Men. Men ain't safe either. But we want to talk about an Epstein list. We want to talk about an Epstein list. What about the Epstein that's next door to you? See, Americans used to care about their neighbors in their neighborhoods. They used to care about who moved in on the block. You niggas will go move into a new neighborhood and don't even know you in Geppetto Central. You don't even know you done moved into a new apartment complex. It's 25 Geppettos that live in there. You don't even know. Because you don't care. You ain't thinking about that. You waiting for the Epstein list. It's a whole goddamn Epstein list in your apartment complex. Dummy. Do you know how many Geppettos is in your neighborhood that you live in? You worried about an Epstein list. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? Huh? Huh? Who on the registry in your neighborhood? And how close is one of them from your house? You ain't thinking about that, are you? You thinking about a goddamn Epstein list. See how far we've gotten away from being American, protecting ourselves, being patriotic. Being patriotic is protecting your family and the neighbors, the neighborhood. That's being a patriot. Did you know that? Did you know that? But y'all want to talk about the Epstein list. So just so y'all can have some more shit to gossip about. Because that's what America has become. A big ass mouth that don't do shit but hurt one another. That's what this country has become. And guess what? The world knows this. This is why the Trump administration is working so hard to change it. Because the world don't respect us no more. Because guess what they know we do? I don't care. So what? I don't care. That's not American. Americans do care. This is what America has become. A big mouth that don't do shit. Bunch of people who run their mouth and just scared of everything, but always talk about everything. I got freedom of speech. You can't slap me for saying what I want. Fantasy land. That's what this place has become. That's why nobody respects us. That's why Donald Trump is on a goddamn plane every chance he get overseas, letting them know, hey, the coconuts are back in the building. Play with us if you want to. Yeah, what you think Trump riding around on his private jet doing? He landing on shit, letting them know, hey, we back. Play with us if you want to. We'll blow this shit up by the night. That's what Trump doing. Y'all want to know about the Epstein list. Trump running around letting people know, we're back. We'll drop some shit on you tonight. Play with me. Play with me. Play with us. We'll drop some shit on you tonight, boy. Tonight. Tonight. You saw what he told China? What China do? Huh? 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 Yeah. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. See, y'all are even afraid of the America that Trump is bringing back. Y'all are even afraid of it. Y'all afraid of that shit. Y'all afraid to be in a country that was once a superpower. Y'all afraid. Y'all afraid for us to get back our prominence. Y'all afraid. I'm starting to see that within the American people. We afraid for us to be great again. We afraid. We're afraid for this country to be a superpower again, where everybody walking around on eggshells. Let's not piss America off. Oh, y'all scared to be that country. Y'all scared to live in that shit. You scared. You scared. I'm not. I'm not. You know why? You know why? Because I know my children will grow up in a safer country. Yeah. Police can't run around and do what they want to my kids in this new administration. Yeah, they got to keep that camera on. Yeah. My kids going to grow up better than me. They going to grow up safer than me. Why wouldn't I want that? Why wouldn't I vote for that? Why wouldn't I promote that? My boy got a better shot than I did. So guess what that eliminates for him? Excuses. You can't say, oh, but Dad, racism. My boy can't come to me and say that. It's because I'm black, they not hiring. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Them days over. Them days over. But y'all worried about Epstein list. Y'all worried about Epstein list. And it's sad, man. Shout out to the Trump administration. Shout out to y'all for coming through to today's show. We will be back tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow. We will be streaming this weekend. So y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay tuned, man. Y'all stay tuned. We definitely got a lot more content to come. Thank y'all so much for all the support. If you enjoyed today's show, before you get up out of here, make sure you answer that poll. Make sure you answer that poll before you get up out of here. Also, if you're new here, you enjoyed the show, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Shout out to my lovely lady mods. As always, they always coming through and holding it down for a brother. Thank y'all ladies so much. Shout out to y'all. Happy Friday to all the lovely lady mods. Happy Friday to everyone, man. Salute to everyone. Welcome to all the new supporters. Thank y'all so much. If y'all enjoyed today's show, y'all would like to financially support the Student Tuition Fund. The directions is pinned at the top of the chat. The directions is pinned at the top of the chat. And if you support the Student Tuition Fund like Scorpio Mama did, I will shout y'all out on the next show. I appreciate y'all. Salute to y'all. Salute, salute, salute. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate all the love and the support. DS1 Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV, and I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.